Hey there. So I am in New York for a little bit visiting family, and I thought I would share some of the materials I prepped to bring along with me so that I could keep my journaling practice going. So I have some painted papers that I just had a bunch of extras, and I had cut up these little signatures. And then these are the extra papers from those little folded signatures. And I plan to sew those. I have some embroidery floss, little embroidery scissors and a needle. So I plan to sew these into a little book. This is just some cardboard from a soapbox. Some cardboard. Make another small little journal. And then I have this pouch. I'll just stuff it away. Filled with some goodies. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Maybe I will do this in a minute. Let me put that to the side. I'll come back. I also have this small little notebook. So cute. And I love the color. And just blank. It's just to write down notes, musings, ideas. Okay, hold on. I'm going to open up the pouch. Okay, so I am at my sister's apartment in Brooklyn, and this really beautiful pouch is by Jean Oliver Designs. Anyway, so I bought a lot of inexpensive acrylic paints from Target. I'm gonna pull those out. Hold, please. All right, so I emptied that out. So I have some inexpensive paints from Target. This is just black paint and this quinacridone. Some glue sticks, some drawing tools, so a gel pen, mechanical pencil, Lyra pencil, Demi stump. I always carry a little ruler, it's good for tearing papers, some brushes, a skewer, palette knife, and then this little plastic container top that I use as a palette. And that is it. So I'll keep you posted on how this goes and what I make. Okay, so I am back in North Carolina. I was in New York for 2 weeks. And I wanted to show you what I actually got done while I was in New York. I had taken these things with me so that I wouldn't go so long without having some kind of journaling practice because I was there for 2 weeks. So remember those little signatures? I did wind up sewing them into this little adorable book. This was the cover, a little box that a bar of Dove soap came in. So I just cut that up and used it as the cover. So you can see I sewed those signatures on, and there are some gaps in here. There's still a little bit of space. You can see there's like movement there. So I'm going to bulk that up by adding some more pages. I thought maybe I would add some pages, like glue some pages down here, like accordion pages, something like this. Glue that down. This is like an old piece of jelly printed paper that I cut up. So I think I'm going to bulk that up by adding some more pages to that. I also made this other little, like a tiny little booklet, and I just have a lot of cardboard. You know, I drink a lot of Nespresso, so I'm trying to recycle. So I just cut these things up, and I thought it was an interesting little format because I could have this flap, maybe add a string there later on. So we will see. I made those 2 books while I was away, and I'm just going to keep working in these, I guess, throughout the next few weeks, and adding these torn papers to them. Move that over. I did not wind up writing in this little adorable little notebook, but I still like it. I'll probably use it at some other point. And then I did not show you these, but I had painted some papers. I did some underpainting before actually going to New York, so that I had like a base to paint on, so I can create my journals, but then also have a little bit of a painting practice while I was gone. So the pages that I took with me all started out looking like this on both sides. And then while I was in New York, I did wind up painting some of them. So here, I do not like that. But I do like some of the textures in here, and the marks in here. I used a limited palette, so I don't love this palette, but it was interesting and a challenge to try to come up with some color combinations just using those colors that I took with me. Here's another one, just layers. So they all started something like this, and then I just kept playing with layers. So this is probably like a second layer, and then this is like a third and fourth layer. Here's another one, lots of layers. I actually like the way this one came out. I like the colors. This one, yeah, that's another underpainting. I actually really like the way that looks just on its own. But, you know, things don't ever stay that way. There's another painting, and then I just started blocking out shapes of things that were in my sister's apartment. So that's what these little containers are. So nothing is finished. So I will be working on these. It's kind of like started my journaling for the next few weeks. So these are the things I'll be working on. And the last thing, I also did sheets like this that I cut into these strips that I won't be doing layered paints over. I think I'm just going to keep them raw and messy like this because I really like them, but we'll see how. I'll probably add some collage or something to them. So yeah, this is just with graphite and a Lyra pencil, water soluble pencil, some gesso inks, and there were bigger sheets of paper that I cut the long way, and then we'll see what happens if I make it into a little book. I don't know. We will see. Okay. So I actually got quite a bit done considering that I only had this little pouch of goodies with me and this paper. Yeah, so I had some painted pages that I worked on. These were already done, so I honestly didn't really do much to these except tear them and fold them. And then I did make these little journals. So yeah, that is what I worked on while I was in New York, and I will keep you posted on how these evolve. Okay, bye.